All right, so this lesson is going to be some individual and some with a partner. So you're going to want to try to keep the same pace as your partner as much as possible. So what we're going to be talking about today is topic sentences and looking at informative/explanatory paragraphs. So when you hear the word informative, it means the same thing as explanatory. All right, so we're going to be focusing on writing topic statements today. So here's the question that I want you to think about. How does a topic statement in an informative or explanatory paragraph work? Okay, so that's what we're going to be thinking about. So now I want you to talk to your partner about what is a topic statement and what is its job in a paragraph. All right, your next job is to take out your Wit and Wisdom book, and you are going to open it up to handout 6G. Handout 6G is what you're going to open it to. And this is a model for an informative and an explanatory paragraph. And this model is for both one with 2 points and one with 1 point, okay? So what you do need to understand is that, like we've talked about before, no matter what, the paragraph still has one main idea. And please write down everything that I do, okay? So the paragraph only has one main idea. These people, when they're talking about 2 points, we're just putting in 2 specific details that we're going to focus on related to our one main idea. That's what we're talking about here. So your job is going to be to look at the parts of the paragraph with me and your partner today. And we are going to be looking at these different parts. So first off, we're going to go through this together. So when a paragraph has 2 points, it has a topic statement. So we always have a topic statement. Then you're going to have your sentence that states your first point. So you're going to say your topic sentence is, desserts are delicious. Here is my first topic is going to be about brownies. Then I'm going to have some evidence that develops my topic, including necessary context. So I might use some information from a text that proves that brownies are delicious. Then I'm going to elaborate by explaining how this develops a topic. Then I'm going to write a sentence that transitions from my last point, and then I'm going to state another point that proves my essential idea. Okay? So I'm going to say, all right, done talking about brownies. Now I'm going to talk about the amazing dessert of cake. So I'm going to talk about how cake is my next essential idea related to the main topic of desserts. My evidence of why cake is delicious, me elaborating on why cake is delicious, and a concluding statement. So a concluding statement that restates the whole main idea that dessert is wonderful. All right, so let's take a look at this with 1 point. So if I have 1 point, I just want to talk about how dessert is delicious. And for evidence, I'm just going to say that I'm going to cite some research about how many % of people think dessert's their favorite type of food. And then I'm going to elaborate on that more. And I'm going to say more about how dessert is delicious. And then I'm just going to write a concluding statement that reinforces my main idea that dessert is delicious. Okay? So I am going to go ahead and keep this out, and you are too. So this is what it looks like when you have one main detail that you want to talk about. And this is what a paragraph will look like when you have 2 main points. Essentially, when you have 2 main points, you're just taking these evidence and elaborations and doing it twice, 1 for each point, okay? So the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to reread handout 5B. So go ahead and go back in your book to 5B. It's this one right here. So go ahead and get there. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start off by rereading this to you. And I want you to think about what you notice about this paragraph. Does it look more like the model with the 2 points or the 1 point? Okay? And I want you to think about how you know that. So while I am reading, I want you to think about whether or not this paragraph sounds like it has 1 point or 2 points and why you think that. All right. For generations, the Nez Perce tribe have called an area of land in present-day Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and Montana their native home. The Nez Perce homeland was rich in resources the people relied on in their daily lives and in the stories that sustained their culture. The forests, prairies, and rivers of the Nez Perce homeland provided a variety of resources for people to use. The Nez Perce hunted game, gathered plants and other natural materials, and fished the rivers. They counted on their homeland for food, shelter, clothing, and other tools. The tribe's connection to this particular land traces back to a time before human beings existed. The tribe's creation story tells of how Coyote killed a monster and scattered its pieces over this land to create tribes, including the Nez Perce, who were made from the monster's heart. This story reveals how deeply the Nez Perce people are connected to this specific area of land. The high mountains, open meadows, deep forests, and rushing rivers of the Nez Perce homeland shaped an entire culture and way of life for the Nez Perce people. So now think about, does this paragraph match more a paragraph with 1 point or 2 points? All right, so you probably were pointing out that it sounds like one with 2 points. So let's take a look as to why this is. So let's take a look at this second sentence, sentence number 2. It says that the writer says that the Nez Perce homeland was rich in resources, that the people relied on their daily lives, and in the stories that sustain their culture. Okay? So the paragraph then goes on to tell more about each of these points. It tells how the people relied on their homeland's resources in their daily lives and how their stories connected the people to their homeland. All right? So this is the topic sentence. So this is kind of like a hook, this first sentence. They're getting us excited about the Nez Perce. And then in the second sentence, we're saying the Nez Perce was a homeland rich in resources and that people relied on their daily lives and stories. So these are the two main points that the writer wants to share about the Nez Perce homeland, the resources and the stories. All right, so I want you to work with your partner now. And you guys are going to pick either to make this paragraph about resources or about the stories. And you're going to take this sentence right here, and I'm going to go ahead and underline it for you. You're going to take sentence 2, and you are going to change it to where it only talks about either how the Nez Perce's resources or their stories. So you are changing this topic sentence to where it doesn't talk about 2 main points, but only 1. So you and your partner decide if you're going to make it talk about resources or stories. And you guys go ahead and work on that on your own. And when you guys are ready, you can go ahead and click play and we'll do the next part of the video together. All right. So you guys have revised your topic sentence, and I'm going to do an example of both for you so that everybody gets to see no matter what choice they made. So, the Nez Perce homeland was rich in resources the people relied on in their daily lives. I can literally cut it off right there. So, if you chose to make your topic sentence focus just on the resources, you could say the Nez Perce homeland was rich in resources the people relied on in their daily lives. Boom. Okay, so if you decided to focus on the stories, then you guys could have said the Nez Perce homeland. So this is our topic, our subject. The Nez Perce homeland was rich in stories that sustained their culture. So the Nez Perce homeland was rich in stories that sustained their culture. Boom. All right, so that's that there. So that's what it would look like if you went ahead and made it just about the resources and if you made it about the stories, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and pause right here. You guys talk about this, make sure you understand it, and then go ahead and move on to the next part.